Welcome everybody to the Mansfield Buzz.
Welcome to Mansfield Buzz, Jordan Hurdy in the mix, spotlighting local stories, every episode's a fix, unearthing unique gems, what makes them shine. Tune in, get ready, we're diving into their grind. With Jordan's questions, we reveal what's at the core. Hurdy's tech wizardry, bringing stories to the fore. Together we create, start showcasing what's unique. Mansfield Buzz, where content creation sleep. Calling all business owners and customers to the scene. Discover authentic gems, find the best you've ever seen. Meet the faces behind each unique space. Trust in the stories, find community in this place.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Mansfield Buzz. It is Thursday at 2 p.m. We do this every single Thursday right here in the Mansfield Buzz. Yes, we have two guests today, Shaun and Jason. We'll beat them in a few minutes. Before we do that, though, Jordan, we need to let everybody know we're the hosts. It's Jordan Huff, Hurdy Burke. We're the hosts of the Buzz. We have an anniversary date coming up in March, on around March 17th, and me and you decided we're going to launch.
Yes, on March 17, we'll make it official. We're pivoting from the Mansfield Buzz to the Texas Buzz.
Because we have so much interest outside our local area for people to come on the show, which is good for us.
Yeah.
And it's also going to broaden our reach on YouTube, because we've been local so long. So,
we're sitting in Arlington right now. So,
yeah, I mean,
just to begin with, we're a little bit further than just the Mansfield space.
Exactly. So, this is great. Jordan just pulled in from a little vacation trip. So, this has all been quick today, right?
Yes.
So anyhow, if you want to check us out on YouTube, I think we're going to post it here. You can check us out at Mansfield TX Buzz. If you have not subscribed, please go tell two friends, send this link out, get the subscription in. And today, if you're on YouTube, right under the video, you're going to see a thumbs up. Click that, like that. That helps the algorithm and lets YouTube know we're live. If you want to chat with us, do so. Can't promise you we'll show the chat because we have a lot going on. But if you do chat with us and you want to ask some questions, feel free. We'll post them up there and make you famous. I absolutely promise. If you want to be on the Mansfield Buzz, email me at hurdy@hurdyburke.com. There it is right there on the screen. Just put, I want to be on your show. And let me announce this real quick. I had somebody cancel because they have some medical something coming up next week. So if you want to be on the show next Thursday on February 19th, hit me up on that email today. I'll probably have that filled by the end of the day for sure. But we have an opening next week, and we don't have many openings. We're getting booked into March already. So take advantage of that if you want it. Yeah,
you kind of blazed through it too, but we have an anniversary in March. What is that? For that's our second year.
Is it second year?
Yes.
I thought it was third year. Okay.
It's going to mark our 2 years of doing this nonstop every Thursday.
Yeah. So the only time Jordan and I have taken off on the Buzz is holiday, Christmas and New Year's, and occasionally we both go out of town. So one will take over during the broadcast. So, and people don't realize it's quite a endeavor for us to do this every week because we have to prepare, get studio set up and all that stuff. So that's good. So next thing we do is we got a rewind section coming up. We want to play that real quick and give you a quick recap of one of our last week's guests. So we'll be right back.
Quick rewind, keep it tight. Highlights, prime to ignite. Catch the vibe, feel the rush. Previously on the Mansfield Buzz.
Well, when I created the Comfort Club plan, I wanted to give you value because you're going to buy it and you're going to buy in if there's value to this. Mm-hmm. So I created this Comfort Club plan to where we're going to come into your home. We're going to give you a free air duct cleaning. We're going to service your air conditioning systems, no matter if it's 1, 2, or 3. Okay. We're going to give you duct sanitization for molds, mildews, and viruses. We're going to give you a free dryer vent cleaning. I actually own a pest control company as well. So the pest control company is going to give you quarterly pest control with a termite warranty.
Oh,
and you're going to get all of that for $59 a month. But here's the best part, and the part that I told I was crazy on. Mm-hmm. And here's why I dug into the insurance. If any of your electrical components fail, we cover them. You're just going to pay me the labor of $125 an hour at a maximum 3 hours for the repair. So to give you a quick example, you get a compressor that's out of warranty and you're not on my Comfort Club, I'm $2,500. If you're on my Comfort Club, it's going to cost you $375.
Yeah, so that was that was Corey from Texas Air Assurance last week, and that was his maintenance program, which is just unbelievable. But today we're going to be talking with Jason and Shaun from Atlantis Water Restoration. And the cool thing is we got some icebreakers for them. But before we do that, they ask us a question, which doesn't happen very often, right? They wanted to know how we met, because we collaborate on so many things.
Yes.
So I'm going to let you go quickly, tell the story quickly.
I'll give you the like 30-second Instagram reel version of this story, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
When I first went off, I used to do advertising for Fortune 500 companies. Stepped out of that space, lastly working with Old Navy, and I went into my own, not knowing a thing about entrepreneurship, which is awesome because we're going to talk about this process with our guests tonight. Going through that similar process, and I started doing what, like most of us do, is start going to networking events.
Sure.
Somebody suggested I go to this awesome event that Beth, a mutual friend of all of ours, put together, Dirty Jobs.
Right.
Wednesdays at 12.
Right.
And I walk in and I sit next to this dude that I have no idea who he is, but there's just a chair open next to him. So I sit down and, he asks us like, hey, what do you do? It's like, oh, I do marketing. I'm a marketing consultant. And what do you do? And turns out to be Herdy. And Herdy's like, oh, I'm a YouTube consultant. It's like, oh, awesome. And so we started chatting. We instantly hit it off. We like the same things. We're into the same, we like the same technology, the same business, like just so much synergy.
Fast cars.
And we love cars too.
Yeah.
And then Herdy's like, hey, I'm thinking about starting a podcast. Would you be interested in being a host with me? And I've never done, this guy has a background in radio. He's got the beautiful deep voice. I'm like, I've never done anything like it or done any kind of public video, anything. So yeah, why not? What could go wrong? And well, that was almost 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago, and we're completely compatible on air.
Yes.
So high five. All right. So we got the icebreakers coming up. We're getting ready to start talking and going through what Atlantis Water Restoration does. So we're going to meet Jason and Shaun. So the first icebreaker is going to be for Shaun, right? And so we're going to do the little intro, and we'll be right back.
Oh man, icebreaker time. Shaun, Jason, let's warm you up into this interview. We love starting with some icebreakers, get some stories in, get to know you before we get to know your business. So first, Shaun, this one's for you. I understand you and the gym have a good relationship. Can you walk us a little bit through how do you approach that?
Yeah, so the gym kind of sets my day, right? So everybody has a schedule or a system. My system is to wake up. I like to get up pretty much before the rest of the crowd, before the traffic. So I wake up at 4:10 in the morning and I shoot to get to the gym at 4:30, right?
Like
Every
that.
day. Yeah. I get to the gym 4:30, get a good lift in, hit the sauna, get home, and then I don't know what it does for me. It works better for me than it does for others. But when I get home, I'm ready to work, ready to sit down and work on emails, whether it be phone calls, whether it be an estimate I'm working on. It just gets me going for the day. So that's just kind of my jump start to every day. Health is wealth. That I kind of like that approach. It gives me energy, gives me confidence, it gives me the motivation. So yeah, 4:30 in the morning, hit the ground running.
Yeah, we should meet for coffee about 4:30.
Yeah.
I'm up at the same time as you are.
I get this
For sure. So that's good. Awesome. Yeah, it's kind of fun to drive down the road and no traffic, isn't it?
It is. It's peaceful. No music. Just riding down the road.
All right. Then we've got Jason.
Yes, Jason. Now with you, we got a little bit of a different thing, which quite fascinating. So tell me a little bit about you and tattoos.
Yeah, I want to hear this too.
I've just always been fascinated by tattoos, the way they look and designs. And I have an art background. I went to school for graphic design. I've always drawn and painted, something I was just interested in. And a guy that Shaun and I both know, we worked with, had a tattoo shop, and we were talking about tattoos. He's like, if you buy a machine, I'll teach you how to use it. So about 2 years ago, I bought a machine. We started on oranges, and then he just started letting me tattoo him and then some other buddies, and then just been tattooing for a while. And we have a thing every Tuesday called Tattoo Tuesdays, where we get together, brainstorm on like different techniques, practice on each other. And I have a bunch of fake skin that I practice on too, but it's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Fake skin, that's awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
I always wonder that, like, since tattoos are permanent, like practice kind of takes a little bit more of a little bit of a higher.
Yeah, but he could design at least the graphics. You know, if somebody wanted something cool, he could look at that for him. That's really cool.
But I love
Awesome.
what you said. You get together and practice on each other. It's like
Yeah, not
eventually
me.
you run out of space.
Not
Right.
me.
Well, I mean, we already have an idea of what we want and what's going
Right.
on. And then there's
Right.
veterans that have been tattooing a lot longer. So while I'm doing it, they can show me what I need to do. Basically, once you understand the speed of the machine and the depth of the needle and just
Right.
different shading techniques, it's not really practice anymore. It's just getting more comfortable.
So
More
we
confident.
don't want to hear the word oops.
Yeah.
Right. At the beginning, I was told to watch what I say because nobody wants to hear that. I was like, oh man, or oops, or said some other less pleasant words. And they're like, what?
Dude, I
Yeah.
can't believe I did that.
Well, that was interesting.
Let's come up with 10 things you don't want to hear getting a tattoo.
Exactly.
We'll do the Dave Letterman top 10.
Yes. You know, it's funny though. It's like, Jason, you should start going to the gym with Shaun. That way you'll get bigger and you'll have more surface area to practice on.
I mean, he tries to get me up that early. I've gone a couple times with him back in the day when he was going at like 6.
He slept in the car.
He's like stepping up the game. He's like, man, there's more hours in the day if I just start 2 hours earlier. And he did it, man. He's
Well,
pretty disciplined.
let's get into your business, Jordan.
Yeah, let's talk
thank
about
you
that.
for sharing those. That's pretty cool. But I'm going to come up with those top 10 things you don't want to hear from a tattoo artist and send them on to you. Okay.
All right.
Is that a retention
We're
tactic?
just going to do little shorts.
If you stick to the end of the episode, we'll give you the 10 things you don't
Yeah.
want to hear.
exactly.
That's awesome. So let's hop into this. You know, Atlantis Water Restoration. First of all, I love the title.
I do too.
That's just cool. I love that wink in there. It's just beautiful.
Thank you.
How much? You know, what kind of a project do you think restoring Atlantis would be? I mean, we're talking about quite an intensive water restoration project.
And that's kind of where we started with the idea of the name was like the lost city of Atlantis. It's underwater, and when people get floods or anything, they're underwater.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes
bring them
perfect.
back to their glory.
Yes.
Yeah, when I first saw it, Jordan, that's what I thought. I thought, what a good name. It
Yeah.
says exactly what you do. I don't even think you need water restoration. I think you could just put Atlantis and people would think water.
Right.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, and like, you know, and obviously as we go down this journey, you guys are earlier in the path, which is cool because you still have really fresh details. And I love talking to people such as myself that are earlier in their entrepreneur journey because we remember better the reason why we got into it to begin with. And I really love getting into the why for businesses. And for you guys, especially, I love to find out, like, how did you two guys connect and what made you guys go into business together instead of just being coworkers or, you know, just being friends? You guys decided to take this venture together. I'd love to know why.
Yeah, so I'll jump in here. We were working for a previous company, and I was very green to everything. I was young. I think it's hard to say. I was either 20 or 21, and Jason had already been there. So he was a veteran. It was just him and another employee. So there was 3 of us, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so Jason, when I tell you I was green to restoration. I was green to water mitigation. I didn't know what it was. Never heard of it. Didn't know what the difference in tools. I think I called just a regular, we use what are called drywall saws. I called it a hacksaw. Yeah, so I come from a basketball background, and I was working in warehouses and whatnot. So Jason kind of took me under his wing. And I'm a person that I ask a lot of questions. And it can get to the point where you think I'm questioning you, but I ask a lot of questions to understand why you do things. Being that you've been in the space for a long time, Jason's been in the space for a long time. Okay, why do you do this? Because my mind is saying to do it this way, right? But I like to learn from others' mistakes, so I would ask him a million questions, and he always seemed to be patient and
Wow.
understanding and guiding. So that's how Jason and I met. He just kind of took me under his wing, super patient with me, super informative, and we just kind of built that relationship. Like I was kind of like little brother. And yeah, Jason decided that he wanted to go his separate ways from the company. So I kind of stepped into his position. And then I realized how fast I needed him back. So every few months I would call him because we were 1099. I'd say, hey, can you come help me out on this job? Or we kind of spoke a little bit, and I told you I coached basketball during the summers. So that's my season. So sometimes I'm traveling, sometimes I have to coach after working hours. So I asked him, hey, can you come fill in for me? Or, like I trust you. You taught me everything I know. Can you help me out for these amount of months? So he would come back and he would leave, and he'd come back and he would leave. And I don't know, we just had this connection and this relationship. And we decided, hey, why not do this for ourselves? We're 1099. We like to work together. Um, it was kind of the grass is greener on the other side.
Now, are you guys
For
set?
lack of a better term.
Sean? Are you guys set up as 1099s with each other? Is that the way it's set up, or are you actually partners in LLC, or how are y'all set up?
So we're set up as an LLC S corp,
Okay, gotcha.
and we're partners 50-50. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yep.
Wow, how
we
cool.
also we both just enjoy truly helping people, and we saw a need where there's a lot of restoration companies, not necessarily the one we were with, but a little bit like there's a cap. Like if the price wasn't there, they wouldn't do the job, right? If it didn't meet like a $5,000 limit,
Sure.
there's people that just need help, and we're like, let's just help who we can when we can. And then it just turned into this bigger deal of let's start this and do what we know how to do and truly help people.
Yeah, that's
a perfect evolution of how a business starts, isn't it?
It's funny how that's like a lot of our origin stories.
I mean, everybody, you start off as kind of a hobby, you get some jobs, you love what you do, you like helping people, and all of a sudden you got a business and you have to start making decisions at a business level.
Oh yeah,
right.
And it's a learning experience. But before we go down the tribulations that comes with the entrepreneurship path, I love to dive a little bit deeper into those problems that you see in the industry, because that seems to be a strong catalyst, and that's when you find your why. You guys definitely find your why in an area where you definitely knew you could do better. So tell me a little bit about that, like what you spot and how do you address it?
Well, one of the things that we do is when people can't afford coverage through insurance, we have a lot of different ways to help them and make it more affordable, because people that are unfamiliar with water restoration or the damage that comes with it, it gets very costly. But we go out of our way to help out. It kind of hurts us a little bit in the back end, but overall the more people we help, the better off it is for everybody. So we'll take the little losses here and there just to keep moving forward and do the best we can. So that was one need that a lot of people weren't seeing. Another one that we try and do a little bit better is our billing. We try and keep it really tight and work with the insurance. There's a bunch of communication there. But we won't ever really try and charge, as long as it's in the scope of work, the customer doesn't have to pay anything out of pocket. We don't try and come after them if insurance only pays $15,000 off of a $20,000 bill, we don't turn around and say, hey, you owe us $5,000. Or that's our fault. We did something wrong in our billing. We charged too much for this or not, whatever the case may be. But we look at that as our learning experience, and we need to do better
Wow.
to make sure we have that 90 to 95% closing ratio with insurance.
So the gap then, what I'm understanding is you guys can work out payment plans, or I guess with some people, if they need it, right, if they don't have insurance, and or if a bid comes back, you guys will kind of sit within that bid so they don't have to pay extra out of pocket. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Can I jump in here? So kind of to build on what he was saying is, with insurance, there's a lot more work, right? There's a larger estimate, there's a more detailed estimate, there's dry logs, there's phone calls, there's emails, there's a lot of extra work. So what we build insurance may be 25 to 35% more what we would build that customer if they were going to do a cash pay, right? So that's automatically taken off the top on a cash pay job.
Gotcha.
On top of that, given the situation, there's another 10 to 15% that we're going to cut off. So they're looking at a 45 to almost 50% discount on a cash pay job, because we understand how much extra, or how expensive, excuse me, water restoration gets, right? We already bought the fans, we've already bought the equipment. That's a bulk of the billing, right? We can afford to take that hit there. So we just try to do right by people. We believe if you do good, then good comes to you. So that's kind of.
So that leads me to this question, Jordan. Forgive me. So, maybe some people hadn't ever had a flooded house, or had a commode break while they were gone, or had the hose, or have a water heater go crazy, or something just breaks, right?
Yep.
So you guys show up, people are panicked. I guess it could be 24/7. What is the process? I would like to hear. I mean, do you have a moving company come first and start ripping stuff out of the house? How does that work? Because it seems like to me something immediately has to be done in the process, correct?
Yes, sir. So what the first thing you want to do is get the water turned off, right? So if it's an active flood or an active leak, you want to get the water turned off. If you don't know where your main shutoff valve is, you can call the city, or you can call a restoration company. Then you want to get restoration out there. That's first, right? Get the restoration company out. They can refer you a plumber, or you can get a plumber to come out and they can refer you a restoration company. It goes both ways.
Okay.
So that's the process. If you have a restoration company like us, I don't mean to get on our high horse, but we'll sit there, help you file the claim, help you say the right words, to get that claim approved. Because while insurance is necessary, they don't always have your best interest, right? Their job is to get a claim either denied, thrown out, or reduced to the least amount of coverage possible, right? So if you have somebody that's knowledgeable on the situation, they can go out, kind of walk you through the insurance claim, what to say, what not to say, and get that whole process rolling for you. So yeah, get your water shut off, get a plumber and or a restoration company out there, and the restoration company will handle everything in regards to damage, contents, the whole 9 yards.
I guess that feeds right into the next question. Go ahead, Jason.
Well, I was going to say, not to knock insurance or anything like that. It's just, it is a business.
Sure.
So that, and then we're very empathetic people. So the first thing for us too is to come in and have like an understanding and be like a supportive person. And we're very transparent and educational based. We tell people what we're doing, why we're doing it, why it needs to be done, show them what's going on, what the saturation of the wood may be, and tell them the whole process. And like you said, not many people are familiar with it until disaster strikes. Then that's their first introduction to water mitigation.
Yeah.
So another thing we like to do is tell people, educate them on preventative maintenance. Like, I bet nobody ever really drains their water heater once a year, but it's recommended even by the manufacturer of the water heater. Get that settling out of there, because it causes rust, and then you have blowouts.
So you're saying maintenance and service matters? Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
So we give them little key pointers, and we're starting to print out these little flyers to give to people so they can put on the refrigerator as a reminder of what to look for, how often to look and check, like the connections behind your washer and dryer. Just little maintenance things that are easy to do, but people forget about.
Yeah. And I love the education component too, because in as we're comparing this to like larger like national franchises and things like that,
Yeah.
it's more focused on providing the service, not the educational, the preventative side of things. And people might not know just how to react, or sometimes even the consequences of some of the things.
And I would make absolutely sure if you're listening to this today, or for some reason you're not sure where it's at, I would learn how to cut your water off either at the street level. If you have water supplement programs in your garage, there's a cutoff valve there. You need to know where those things are,
Exactly right.
because that's the first thing you need to do. Because until that's done, water's flowing.
Yes.
And
And it
so-
comes out fast.
So
Absolutely.
go teach somebody, show you how to turn the water key out in the front of the.
Let's get them, let them have
Yeah.
a teaching moment, please.
Yeah.
For the people watching this that don't even know you can shut off your water, like, could you tell us how we can? Could you teach us how to be able to do that?
Yeah. So typically in the front yard or somewhere around your house, there's a water main, and it's the main line that the city pumps the water into the house. You pop that off. You can do it with a crescent wrench. You can do it all kinds of things. But Home Depot and Lowe's sell water keys, very inexpensive. And you just go in there, you put it on. It has an arrow that points straight on the water pipe that shows that water's flowing through the pipe. You turn it 90 degrees so it makes like a T. That arrow is pointing off to one of the sides that's blocking the water flow into the home.
Perfect.
And when you say a water key, is that like a tiny little thing that I used to
It's
unlock
like a
my
steel
car?
rod with a little hook
Oh.
on it that goes across this beam that you can grab onto and turn. They
it's a
sell
pretty-
all kinds of different ones. They have one. Some water mains are locked. There's an actual key that's on one end of it. You push it down in there, turn the little lever, pulls it up, and then you use the other end to shut it off.
Good. I mean, I'm glad people will know how to do that. So next time something is going crazy,
Yeah, it's important.
yeah. Another one
Very
that I wanted to ask you guys about is something that happens a lot. Well, I mean, everywhere, but here in Texas happens when you get sometimes you get roots in your system, and then you get this phenomenal effect where your sewage system decides to run backwards,
Yes.
and that's disgusting.
So
However,
plumber and water restoration.
but please tell me what happens when you get sewage water under your under the walls and potentially under the carpet. Like, is that something we could just like rinse out real quick and just we're good, or is this a more serious matter that maybe people don't know?
Do you want to take this, Shaun?
Oh, sure. So that there's three different classes of water, or categories, excuse me. There's three different categories of water. You have category one, which is a clean water break. You have category two, which is standing water and or water that has urine in it. And then you have category three, which is considered black water, right? That's anything that's contaminated with feces, anything that may have mold in it, anything that's been sitting for an extensive amount of time. So that sewage loss, it would be considered a category three loss, right? When anything registers as wet, which we test with a moisture reader, it's considered contaminated with category three water and should be removed per the S500. So we take a class through the IRCRC to get certified as water restoration technicians. And our, so to say, holy Bible of our industry is the S500, right? So the S500 states that anything that water touches should be removed, whether it's 5% all the way up to 100% level saturation. So no, to answer your question shortly, you don't just clean it out, you don't just dry it out. It is supposed to be completely removed and then replaced. That's walls. So if it gets into your walls, depending on how high up your wall it goes, you do either a 2-foot flood cut or you do a 4-foot flood cut. If it's in your flooring, then you remove the carpet, remove the pad, remove the tack strips, and then we treat it. We sanitize it, dry it out, and then everything goes back into the home. Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's one of the ones that when I first found out about it, I didn't realize it was quite that dangerous. And especially if you have that black water, just, you might think you get everything, but you don't get the areas you don't see. And it just can produce so many
Scary to think
harmful side effects. Yes.
Yes.
Now, I love that we're now painting a pretty gruesome picture. I hope the people watching and listening are starting to get freaked out. Let's keep the trend, because that provides some good views and great stories. Tell me about a nightmare job. Like, what kind of job have you guys gotten that was just tough on you guys emotionally or mentally, and like straight up just makes you question if you want to keep doing this?
I don't know. That there's one that I still get made fun of today. It's pretty grotesque. I had a respirator on, and I could still smell the smell on the inside. And then there was a sound that came up, and I accidentally
Tell them.
Yeah. So we were cleaning out a drain. The little kid used to love flushing toys in the upstairs bathroom. Came down, clogged the downstairs bathroom so bad that black water, all the
just boiled over.
water came up in the bathroom sink, the tub, and the toilet. So it was out of a movie.
Oh my God.
So we wore our Tyvek suits, covered up, plastic everywhere, everything's taped up, no exposure to our pores or anything. Not supposed to be able to really smell through our respirators, but I could catch a whiff. And then especially when we're like trying to get the clog out and do everything, something broke up and it smelled even worse. And I threw up in my mask, ran out of the room, took everything off, rinsed it off. But yeah, everyone still kind of makes fun of me about that.
So who wants to start a water restoration company?
Right.
I'd like to one up him and give me a minute.
Oh, you're gonna one up him too. Okay. So Halloween is started.
So the
Halloween
reason
started early.
the reason he threw up is because there was a log sitting in the toilet and somebody had to get it out. So
okay.
We used an extractor.
You painted it up with a picture.
Keep going. I'm loving this.
Yeah. We used an extractor, and it wasn't Jason, but the extract, when you pull the log out, it's rattling around, and yeah, that's what got him.
This is like a comedy section.
Yeah. But we did do a job where it was a pier and beam home, and the toilet, the drain broke under the home, right?
Oh, yeah.
So how do you know that as the homeowner? You don't until one day you do, right? So they're using the restroom and flushing and flushing and flushing and flushing.
Oh God! And it's just going straight into the house.
Yeah, it goes straight under the house, and guess who the plumbers call because they don't want to go under there until it's cleaned out.
Oh, no.
You.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
So there's a picture. If you ever go and Google us and you look at our photos, there's a picture of Jason and I in Tyvek suits with our mask on after we've been crawling under this crawl space all day.
Why not?
And you can just imagine when you see it, you'll see what's on us.
Do me a favor. Send me that picture to my email. I'll post it up on the channel under one of our posts. Say we just went through this with water restoration. Okay, and I'll post it on YouTube and have people comment on it.
Full story on the podcast.
I'll put it in an image post. Okay.
We took a picture.
I'll be sure to do that.
We took a picture of us. We're clean, white, crisp, look perfect.
Look,
thumbs up.
We increased our viewership.
Yeah, thumbs down. Covered head to toe.
Look, our viewers went up.
Oh my God.
No. That's awesome. Okay, great. You told us that story. Fantastic.
Wow.
So it's a dirty job.
Yeah.
Micro would love it.
I don't know, bro. I think he might put that one up to you. I think he would call you
I
like,
certainly
nope.
hope you got a 5-star rating for that work.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
That's incredible. I had no. I mean,
thanks, Jordan, for having them jump into the horror story. That was awesome.
You appreciate the.
No, I appreciate the business because that is what they have to do. Even if it's clean water, it's still you have to do similar things. You got to clean it out. You just have conditions that are worse. But the fact is, they're going into a situation where nobody's happy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not talking about going and buying a ring, like I got married this weekend and we went and bought a ring. Spending that money was really cool, right? Because she loved it. But when you guys go into a homeowner, they're already pissed off, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. They're
You're just
trying
trying to, trying to help them along through the process, and they're already angry because they know their house is ruined temporarily.
Yeah. Actually, that brings a great question. How do you guys build trust with homeowners when they're like obviously going through one of the worst like days of their lives?
Yeah, how do you do that?
Right.
Yeah, just being very empathetic and understanding and asking the right questions and truly listening. Like, even if they're not complaining about the situation that happened and they're mad about something, just let them vent, talk what they need to talk, try and understand, get on a common level, and just being honest and showing them the step-by-step that we're doing and letting them know that they're going to be involved in every email with the insurance company. There's nothing that we're going to do that they're not aware of.
And yes, this is going to be, and yes, this is going to be inconvenient. And yes, you're going to have to change some things for a while till we get this done, but it'll be worth it in the end, right? So that's yeah.
And staying firm with realistic goals. Like, they want to be back in their home in 2 weeks, and just trying to explain to them that realistically, we still have to build it back and getting on the schedule, making sure the supplies are in stock, everything that we can get the tile for the floor or the wood, whatever the case may be. But
yeah, and with that, my kind of favorite thing to do is we understand them. We've been through it. We're transparent. We give realistic timelines, but there is a silver lining, right? If your home is dated, if you've had carpet for 15 years, there's a silver lining. You get new paint, you get fresh new paint, you get new flooring, you may get new cabinets. You like it.
So you're kind of getting an updated restoration on the home at the replacement value, correct?
Exactly, for the cost of your deductible.
Yeah.
And your deductible comes out of, you don't have to necessarily pay the deductible cash. The deductible comes out of the rebuild money. So as long as you get a contractor that can, quote unquote, eat that, say insurance sends you $10,000 to rebuild and your deductible is $3,000. If they can get it done within $7,000, perfect. If not, then you'll pay $3,000, which is unfortunate, but you'll get a discounted remodel.
Yeah. So let's clarify that. So the homeowner signs an insurance policy; they're responsible for the deductible. Period.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
That's awesome. And a good way to reframe it too, right? Like you are.
We never take a deductible. I think that's the other thing we're going to.
Yeah, right. We got that. We just want to clarify that when the client signs an insurance policy, they have a deductible, they pay it.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. But what you were mentioning there too is like that deductible goes towards the work you're doing. It's not just money you're giving the insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah, it goes towards the work.
Yeah. Thanks for explaining that.
Yeah, that's great. And a good way to reframe it, right? Like you are getting an update or upgrade. You're getting to address some things. So I mean,
sorry this happened, but look at it this way.
Yeah.
Well, it's like us as humans. We go to the doctor for physicals and checkups, and we have to pay the copay. And then if we have any major surgeries, we have to pay that deductible.
Yeah.
Right? So the house, you got to do maintenance on the house. If you don't paint the outside of your house, your siding is going to start to warp and peel and get ruined. So you got to do that maintenance. You don't tighten the water lines and they come loose, you're going to have a leak. So the maintenance is checking that, drain your water heater. But if you have to have surgery on your house, the restoration, there's a deductible.
Now, a lot of people today are putting in electronic thermostats that talk to you, smart homes. And I noticed that in a lot of smart homes today, they're putting sensors under sinks, under bathroom sinks, and laundry rooms, where if a leak starts, it goes off and lets you know on your phone or something, kind of give you a heads up. So I think we're getting some help there, right? Meaning, I think we're getting a little bit of less battery dies, but that's fine. I mean, that seems to me like that would be a big help. You'd like to know when something starts to fail.
So they have little sensors that alert your phone, everything.
Yeah.
So you get real time. Oh, something's wet down there. Let me go check it out. They even have them where if it happens after the shutoff valve, if it starts to get wet, it'll send a sensor and
it's really cool.
and stop the water from coming. Now, if it happens before that, you got to turn it off at the main. But
yeah. And a lot of cities now have the electrical meters that, you know, the
smart meters.
Yeah, like I live in Arlington. The city has sent up like actually 2 different occasions notified me that I had a leak, and we get a message, and it's like, yeah, a leak. He's like, well, what?
If your bill went up,
Yeah, they can tell, like, it's, you know, it's been longer than
your bill went
should
up.
be, and you're
they know
using too many gallons per hour. And sure enough, we go outside, and one of the hoses was leaking. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yep, those are a huge help, and we're starting to see more and more of those. We did a house out in Arlington over by TCC Southeast campus, and there was one of those shut-off valves where if it detected any type of moisture, we couldn't get the water heater to turn back on. So we had to kind of play with it to get it to turn back on. But yeah, those are definitely good preventative maintenance things you might want to add.
Yeah, that's nice. I know I had a house in Fort Worth, and that one started leaking from the main line, and you know, we got the water bill.
Yeah.
Well, first we noticed that the ground was a little soft, and I was like, well, that's weird. I wonder what's going on. And then we got a water bill for, I can't remember. It was crazy expensive. I'm like, what in the world? And we had to call the city, and you know, they took a few days for them to get out.
Plumber comes out,
and they looked at it, and you know, it was before our meter, so it was like 100% on the city. So fortunately, we didn't have to
when your bill.
No, it wasn't in our bill, but it was such a, I mean, just the amount of water that just spilled over the days that this happened.
Water flows fast. People didn't know when something breaks. Do I sound like I'm talking from experience, by the way? Yeah. When something breaks, it goes fast. And I'm telling you, water covers everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't slow down. It doesn't stop. It doesn't care who you are. It just goes, until you turn me off, I'm going to ruin your life for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what? That is not too different.
I had a commode hose break. I happened to be home, and I knew where the water cutoff was. So it just barely got out of the bathroom. Because I ran quick. First, I turned it off on the commode, then I went and turned the main water off on the cutoff valve. So all I had to do was get a bucket and a couple towels and a couple fans just to make sure, right? So but it flows really fast.
It's strong enough to shoot through drywall. We've had.
No, I understand. I understand completely.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So awesome. Y'all 24/7 too?
Absolutely.
Yes,
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. So now let's transition a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about you know, how volatile water can be.
Yeah, and the horror stories. Let's move on.
Now let's talk about horror stories about entrepreneurship. Why not? Because, you know.
Yes. I'd like to hear this side too.
We're talking about shit shows. Different kind of shit show. You guys have just, you know, not just, but you guys are in a new venture, going your own path, forging and defining what a water restoration company needs to be based on your experience. That comes with a lot of phenomenal lessons that entrepreneurship can teach. And I'd love for you guys to share with us some of the beliefs that people have about entrepreneurship that you've learned that is just not quite true as you've come to uncover it in your journey.
You'll get rich quick.
Okay. Myth number 1. Okay.
Myth number 2 is you start a company to free up some time.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So you thought when you started business, you no longer had a job. Okay.
Yeah. I think
Myth
you
number
worked the
2.
job of 4 people.
You think you know what you're doing, but you have no idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what we're doing inside the homes, but in the background, there's a lot more things in detail. Like we knew we had to get insurance, but then when you try and get insured as a company and looking at everything, and then there's forever changing things. So we might need to take up a new thing. We went in a house that was like almost 3 stories high, right? But we had to use scaffolding to get up because it was an open floor plan. So there's little insurance codes to be covered for getting up on heights like that. Just little things like that you don't think you need to be accountable for or have coverage for.
We're always 3. That's 3. Keep going.
You can be an expert in your field, but building a business is completely different, right? So you can
Yes.
be $1 million detailer, you can be
Yes.
the greatest
Part of
real
the
estate
list.
agent, but being a broker or just an entrepreneur is completely different.
Yeah.
So that we were naive to that.
Yes. Yeah,
And-
that one.
You're not the only ones.
Oh
And
my
we're
goodness.
wearing all the hats, like for marketing, social media, everything.
Taxes, payroll, insurance, liability, spreadsheets, keeping up with jobs, building a database, all that stuff,
And
right?
each one of those things is a full-time job in their own right.
Compliance,
Yes.
Texas licensing, testing, getting certified. Yeah. Welcome to
Absolutely.
your business. So glad we started this.
And I love that everything that we just mentioned has nothing to do with water restoration.
Right.
What's in that one?
Exactly.
Yeah, your expertise came in, but had nothing to do with going and fixing a leak, right? I mean, not fixing a leak, but a flooded house, right? That's only 4. Is there some more?
Well, and then just to learn right off the bat, you want to work and you're hungry, right? So you're trying to take every job, but you got to learn real quick that not every customer is
I
your
love
customer.
that. Number 5, take the right customer.
Take the right customer. Yes, not every customer.
But when you're starving and you're trying to build,
It's hard to say no.
You take a lot of low hanging fruit, right? And then you go, wow, I don't need to work 10 hours for that kind of money again.
That 20-80 rule, right? Like 20% of your customers will take up 80% of your time.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that rule.
Yeah.
And it works.
Yeah. And it shows up time and time again.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And even in our industry, there's we might know everything there is about drying, right? But it's not true because it's forever changing. There's new technology. There's always something new. So it's another full-time job just to try and stay current.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, do you catch yourself having to do lots of, is there lots of testing and ongoing certifications in your field? Are you always researching?
Continuing education. Yeah.
Yeah. Continuing education. Okay.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. It's those are so prevalent. Go ahead.
Most of the standards stay the same pretty much because the drying technique is an actual science. There's a science behind it. There's a whole calculation of how to do things, how to set up things, where to put, where to place, what to do first. There's a lot. It's a lot more in depth than you think of just pulling a wall off and setting a fan down.
I'm sure it is. So that's 5 major things you just mentioned that you've discovered when you started your business as entrepreneurs. So where are you at in the process now? Now you know those things, where you feel like you're overcoming those fairly good, and you've kind of got everything kind of where you want to go with it. Are you comfortable with that?
We're moving in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to say we understand it now, right? So
I like that.
We've been in business for 3 years. We've been practicing for 2.
Congratulations.
So it's now we kind of got the grasp of marketing. We kind of have the grasp of networking. We're just trying to scale now, right? Putting money where it needs to go, meeting the right people, talking to the right people, and just trying to scale. So we jumped in and we're like, we'll do this networking group and people will refer us after they've known us for 6 weeks, and that's just not the case, right? So people do business with who they like, know, and trust.
Yep.
And to get our face around, get our name out there to the community, so people know us, they like us, they trust us to refer us out to their neighbor or a friend of theirs or even their own home. That was just kind of something we jumped in and we thought we would get, and we didn't. So yeah, we learned a lot.
Good.
For sure. Yep.
Good.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, as we talk about the 5 growth and how you know that now you're trying to scale, and then you go from it's this interesting process when you go from just being like you're the business owner, but also like the business worker, so you're like you own a business, but you also own a job, and you're having to just do all this delivery, And then as you try to scale and just grow the business, you founded this for a reason, right? Just because you want to create a great service. So now you're having to scale, but now your filter is, how can I do this while still providing that service, that humanity, that empathy, but be able to start servicing more people, because you get to a point where you guys are not going to be able to help everybody, and you're going to get more calls that you can service, and then you have genuinely something good to give. But if you don't learn how to like leverage a team to help you do that, but maintain that ethos, then you're not going to be able to help as many people as you want.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
a great place, but a challenging thing to take on.
Yeah, when I used to talk to businesses, I used to give them my definition of an entrepreneur. You know what an entrepreneur is? Somebody has 24 different things going and never completes a single one.
That's 100% true.
And what you guys mentioned is really cool, because the pillars of success are there, but those 5 things can be your pillars for failure too if they're not taken care of. So as you're growing the business, so 3 years is a good benchmark. You're going to be continue to be in business because you've already learned something. You've been through that learning curve. That's just awesome.
Yeah, you already passed like I think the first 2 stats, right? Because we all know like a business starts and like I don't know, like 80% of them fail within the first year. And then like 50% of that last 20% fails within the third, and then like I think the next one's 6.
And this is why we like to interview companies like this, because they kind of teach other people that they're not alone in their struggles to get started, right? Which you guys are telling us a great story today. So Jordan, go ahead, move on. So
I would love to talk to you guys now about, you talked a little bit about networking, and just in order to support our community, in order to grow as a community, we need to support local businesses like yours. So can you just give us a little bit of advice on ways to support local businesses that maybe won't cost the consumer anything extra, really?
Do you want to jump in?
Well, I mean, just get involved in the community. Most communities have little like swap meets or arts festivals or something like that you can just go to and be local, and then you'll see little advertisements. I don't know, when we go, we do recommend like local, whenever city we're in. We know a lot of plumbers in different regions, so we try and get someone in that if they've never heard of them, or we just recommend the people that we know. And then we always tell people that big companies are good and everything, but the littler companies, they truly care about what they're doing and care about you as an individual. So if you want to have a little bit more time and explanations about something, go local.
Yeah. And the other ways are, like just Facebook posts. Like if you see a Facebook post of ours, just give it a like, shoot a comment on it, share it maybe. Just kind of word of mouth. Like we're not asking for too much. If you trust us, you like us, you know us, just kind of spread that. If you have a family or a family member, relative, friend, anything going through a similar situation, we'd be more than happy to help out. Like I said, sharing us, maybe it's on Instagram. If you have a business card and you see a plumber, just kind of, just the small things, right? So there's not too much that we can ask you to do, but really social media, because that seems, the internet seems to be the driving force right now. So, yeah.
And like and subscribe to Mansfield Buzz.
Yes.
Soon to be Texas.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah,
but I was just intrigued by what you were talking about, right? So what are your vertical markets? Let's discuss that, because this is a good time to tell people who you like to market to get to the homeowner or to the commercial job. So obviously plumbers is one vertical market. Is there other vertical markets? Contractors? What vertical markets do y'all try to tap into?
So plumbers, obviously, like you already said, contractors, roofers, anyone that we can help help. So part of the yearly maintenance is like getting up in your attic or look and see if you notice any wet spots on the underboard. But most local roofers will come out and do a free home inspection. So you can set that up once a year and have them come out.
Sure.
But other than that, like multifamily or multifamily communities are some places like apartments. If one apartment floods, up, down, or side is getting it too. So we're trying to get on vendors. I'm joining the Texas Apartment Association and stuff like that. But
good.
Insurance people, realtors, anyone that can go in a home and it smells musty, that's a telltale sign that something's going on behind the walls.
Homeowner associations and neighborhoods are contacting their boards.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Property managers, real estate agents, people that install sprinkler systems, fire sprinkler systems.
Yeah, that sounds like perfect vertical markets to me.
Yeah. I mean, not adjusters, excuse me, insurance agents, anybody that kind of has anything to do with a home, home inspectors, those kind of things.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're going to catch something pretty early, like hose bibs not done properly, stuff like that. So yeah.
Another thing too, and we're kind of touching upon it, so I just kind of want to like just shine the spotlight on it. Is we're going through some ways to market, but I'm curious, how do you guys stay competitive against the larger restoration companies, especially the scenario that have a lot of experience?
I'm not going to say it. I know who they are. They know who they are.
Oh yes.
We're not going to give them any notification right now, but
I've worked for the larger companies that have massive budgets, so I know what you can do with really when you have millions of dollars to throw at something. And when you have that kind of a budget, like it doesn't matter what you do is going to work because you're showing it to
throwing money around.
You guys don't have the luxury, so how do you compete against that?
I like that question because, like I said earlier, when I said we understand it now, that's one of the things that we don't know yet, right? That's the beauty of growth. The only way the only way I know to compete with them is to get into the community, right? Our faces, Jason and I, we're owner operated. We do the work inside the home. We guarantee you quality, no matter what. That being said, we also try to target markets that they necessarily, I don't want to say wouldn't target, but probably is on their back burner. Mansfield's a smaller community. They may not want to work here, or they may not have as much of a budget out here. Midlothian, Venus, the smaller, kind of untapped communities.
And I would say you're lean and mean. Meaning, when I say lean and mean, you can respond quicker than some of the big national companies because of your size and because you're available, right? Whereas you may have to call 5 different lines and get them put on hold and we'll be right with you kind of thing.
Yeah.
You guys have the ability to market to a local market at a lower budget, but saturate that market as opposed to a corporation that has to spend ad dollars and be very particular about where they spend that. And Jordan can probably fill in a lot more about that agency side, but because he has experience with that, he knows the difference.
Yeah.
So right now, our office line, if no one's there to answer it, it goes to me or Shaun. So
perfect. So it's always
available to answer. We have our own personal cell phones and work cell phones. We keep them both on us. But that's what I was going to say is we show up on time. We're where we say we're going to be, when we say we're going to be there, and we pick up the phone. That's how we're staying competitive right now, other than because we don't have the budget to be like billboards and everywhere.
That was good, Herdy.
Jordan's done a whole speaking presentation on the difference between how a local business can respond and be a lot leaner and how it scares corporations actually. So you guys might want to pull him aside and tap his brain on that because he knows exactly how that works.
Oh my God! Yeah.
As a national advertiser,
I got all the tea. I got all the tea if you want to know it. I know the things that keeps them up at night. I want to point out something that they're doing that I think everybody watching that is a small business owner needs to internalize. And you guys are doing this really well. Big corporations have massive budgets, but one key element that they're lacking, and this is kind of funny, but they're lacking a face.
Yeah.
A massive corporation doesn't have a face. It's owned by
has a logo,
a holding company,
has a brand,
or it's even you get bigger and it's just like there's the stock owners. Like it doesn't really have a face. It's run by C-suite executives that are they're paid to optimize the performance of the thing, and it runs like a lean machine, but it's still a machine. You two are the owners. You're putting face time. You're in this podcast right now talking. I can see your faces, and everybody else can. You're leveraging your own values, the thing that you're putting together, your own story. These are very human things that you are bravely sharing with everybody. In that kind of connection, you cannot pay enough money to get. You just can't.
No, you can't. And Shaun said it earlier. No like and trust comes from putting FaceTime in front of potential customers, right? And putting a face to the market.
Oh yeah. And it doesn't have to be just in-person networking.
And Jordan and I agree with this, that we think everything today with this AI stuff is more about brand than anything.
Oh my God.
And then the engagement comes from that, right? So you guys are in a perfect position locally to take advantage of that. So it's cool.
Yeah, good job, guys.
We were talking about water, right? Okay. All right.
Thank you.
But I mean, this all goes along with it, right? Because if you don't have a face and you don't have a brand and you're not building yourself in your community, then your business won't make a difference. It's pretty simple.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So network groups, press in the flesh. Amen. You want to meet people, shake hands. That's the best way to do it, right?
Yes. Or do what
Show up.
guys, like show up online.
Yeah.
You know, stand in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Like I know it's terrifying. It makes a lot of people uncomfortable. But get in front of a camera, speak to it, record,
or start a podcast on the horrible things that happen in the water restoration with black water.
I would watch that.
Yeah. Let's show them the website, dude.
Yes.
I think it's right there. So guys, we're winding down. We want to put your website up, and I've already been to your website and investigated. It's real simple to go around, and go to it, check them out. And if you have a water problem, give them a call, and get these guys on it. And the thing about a podcast like this is we did everything. It's pretty timeless. So a year from now, this still works. Okay. We haven't put any events or dates or times up. So the same things they're saying a year from now will matter. And that's what makes this valuable for you guys to share out. So cool. Jordan, any final thoughts for them?
Yes. Since you guys are giving us so much information, there is one question I didn't ask that I'd love to leave our audience with.
Sure.
Since we got the experts on the line. What is something you wish homeowners knew before they even had to file an insurance claim?
Oh, wow.
Just the right words to say. One of the worst things you could say is, I have a water leak and there's mold. Like, whether there is or isn't mold, you're not an expert. Don't classify it as mold. Just don't say mold. Just keep it simple. Just say something happened. Just be slow and be honest, obviously, but you don't have to give all the information. You're not writing a book. Just say what it is. They'll send someone out to look at it, send a professional to come look at it, and then we or whoever that is hopefully can walk you through the process and navigate it properly.
So less is more, right?
Yeah.
And I'd like to say that as a homeowner, it's your home, right? And you have the right to choose whatever restoration company you want, right? So the first thing that you do, or the first thing that happens when you get on the phone and file a claim, they suggest a preferred vendor. You can use someone local. You can go to Google and you can look at people's reviews. Just because the insurance says they're going to send out their vendor doesn't mean that's who you have to use. You can choose whoever you want, whoever you're comfortable with. You can have 3 or 4 vendors out at the same time to make said decision. So just make sure you choose wisely. That's your choice.
That's an honest answer, and I like that.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah.
And even when we come out, we also recommend, if they need to or they don't feel comfortable, just to get a second opinion, call another restoration company out, have them look at it. We're not afraid of the competition. We're not afraid to have someone else look at it. And
I think in today's world, the consumers are pretty savvy. I think they do that. You know what I'm saying? I think they line up that way, and because they'll look at reputation stuff. All right, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Shaun and Jason, Atlantis Water Restoration. Go check them out. And guys, thank you for your time. This has been awesome. We do ask you stick with us for a few minutes when when we go off live, because we're uploading your individual videos to our stream server. So sit tight for a minute. Guys, Mansfield Buzz is on every Thursday. We'll be back next week at 2 p.m. with new guests. And I forgot to mention something, Jordan, at the beginning of the show.
Yes, 10 things that the two artists should not say.
No, I got married last weekend.
Oh my God!
Congratulations.
I've been with her 20 years, and we got married. Jordan came and celebrated. There's the ring to prove it. So
That's
I gotta say, the hearse is way nicer.
Yes, yeah, she did well. She did really well. So, guys, thank you. And Jordan, I'll let you click that. So, you guys stick with us. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching Mansfield Buzz. Thank you, watchers and audience. And you'll get what you guys are going to find is over time on demand. This will keep building momentum and keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. Okay. Yes. And Jordan has a package he'll talk to you about later. But y'all have a good day. We'll see you next Thursday, 2 o'clock.
Bye.
There you go.
Bye.
That's not how I do this. Can you tell I'm not the one that does this regularly?